Okay guys, really quickly I wanted to go through curved lines. We're going to try and create, we'll do the snow shovel because that's what we did in class. There are a few different ways to create curved lines. This is one of them. If you need a more specific way, or if you need something that is creating curves that are part of a circle, there are better ways to construct. But if you just want kind of a freehand line, that's what we're going to create today. So we're going to choose the right side view because it doesn't really matter. We're not going to make this to scale. We're going to see kind of how the curved line things work first, and then we'll go from there. So I will click once after choosing the Fit Point Spline tool. What this does is it creates a curved line through all of the points. The line will want to change directions of curve as it goes from one point to the next. So if it has started to go uphill, it will peak at wherever you put the point and then turn around and start going downhill until you place another point and then back uphill and so on. So actually, you know what? Let's see what that looks like. Let's start here at the base. I can click up here and say that this is my peak, and then I will start to move down to the surface here and then back up to a much higher point and back down. And each place that I click, it is adding to the curve. Okay. Now, if I ever want to stop, I need to click on the tool again, and there's my curve. It exists now. Okay. If it's not quite what I want, or if something needs to move, I can hit the escape key, which will mean that none of the tools are selected up here. And I can grab the points I created and move them around. Okay, if I click and hold, I can move those points to different locations. The other thing I can do is I can choose these green points at the end and adjust how much or how little of a curve there is, or even change its direction, or have it loop back on itself, or a lot of things, right? This is a good way to kind of fine tune your curves to make sure that they do what you need them to do, or you can keep them from going too high or crossing over lines and so on. So let's go through and create a shovel like we did in class. I'm going to choose my Fit Point Spline tool. And the way that we did it in class is going to look slightly different than what we did here because this is smaller, but the theory is still there. We're going to click on one point, and I want this to kind of curve in space and meet at the origin down here, but I need it to move backwards first. So I'm going to click to place my second point. And as I move towards that cursor, my curve will change. It will curve, but it will always go through that point. It'll go through at the smoothest slope that it can. So we will move down to this point at the origin and click again. And now our curve exists. Now it wants to keep drawing curves. And so for me to stop, I need to go up and deselect the tool, and it will give me the curve that we saw the first time. Now when we did, this is a little more extreme, when we did our snow shovel, we did a second curve sort of right in front of it. And that second curve had a very similar curve to it, but not exactly the same. And then we were able to build from there. This curve would actually need an additional line across the top to close it in. But it's not too difficult to have two curves that pretty closely match each other and will give you just a general shape of what you're looking for. Again, this one's probably a little bit too extreme for snow shovel purposes. But there you go. That's how you draw curved lines. If you need to hit specific points in your design, then they should be dimensioned, and you should see it in your drawing, so that when you get to Fusion 360, you can just plot those points, and the curve will basically draw itself. All right, we'll see you next time.